Howdy. Looks like you, kind of caught me in the act, so to speak. Caught me in the act of doing my nails. How goes Shay? How goes Shay? I usually send these suckers out to have them done, but with the economy being what it is, $1 saved is a penny earned. So, welcome to the show. Welcome to Movie Macabre. I'm your hostess, that gal with the mostest, Elvira, mistress of the dark. Week after week, we pluck from our vaults a fine, tingling shore-diller, she says with her fingers crossed. A fine, tingling shore-diller like the one we have for you this time around. The blood on Satan's claw. And of course, that explains the nail stick I was doing, doesn't it? You know, claw, nail, get it? Oh well, I tried. Now we'll let our advertisers try, and then we'll whisk you off to not-so-merry old England, circa 1670, for this week's real grabber, Blood on Satan's Claw.
Hey, easy on us somewhere, Bob.
Hey, maybe it's the traditional thing to do, but those fuckers run a couple of bucks apiece, you know, not to mention a mess. You don't have to get down on the floor and grovel around looking for every little sliver of glass. No. In fact, it was that very tradition that made pewter mugs like this so popular. Whenever a guest came over and got the urge to smash his glass against the fireplace, it just lift him a pewter mug. You can't break one of these, you know. See? Well, back to the old drawing board. Well, I can't say that I blame Annie What's-Her-Name for taking a powder. She wanted a bamboos before that Dr. Sawbones came back to open up another vein. I mean, yeah. Oh, and what do you think happened to poor Rosalind to shut her off her rocker like that? Maybe on account of her breeding. You know, she's only a farmer's daughter. Maybe she feels somehow inadequate. Why, heck, she has a beautiful smile, a lovely complexion. Maybe those nails could use a little work. Oh, golly, there I go again. That's just killing me. That reminds me of the story of the guy who woke up with a girl on his arm who was coyote ugly. You know, coyote ugly? That's when she is so ugly you would rather gnaw off your arm than take a chance of waking her up. Well, at least they won't have to get that doctor back out on another house call. That guy just went and opened up his own darn vein. Ew. But looking on the brighter side, all his life he wanted to have a nickname, but nobody could think of one that was appropriate. From now on, they'll call him Lefty. Back to the movie, Blood on Satan's Claw, and just a flash. What's that you say they did the mark in the woodshed?
we shot him in the woodshed.
I didn't quite get that. Would you just mind repeating what you just said?
we shot him in the woodshed.
I'm really sorry, but I just missed that one little part. One more time, please.
we shot him in the woodshed.
Do you think you could just enunciate a little better, please? One more time.
we shot him in the woodshed.
Well, that angel sure doesn't let her name get in the way, does she? Yeah, she's about as much of an angel as I am an actress. Why, heck, I'm more of an angel than she is. And where'd she get those Brooke Shields eyebrows all of a sudden? She didn't have them a little while ago. Oh, this is getting to be very confusing. And I'm supposed to be the one who's explaining these things. Boy, you would think that even back then they'd have a less painful way of removing that hair. Okay, maybe not electrolysis, but what about waxing? No, you call in one of those doctors and you know what happens. First thing they want to do is cut. Yuck-a-rooney. And now you know what made merry old England so merry. Such favorite rural pastime was playing Let's Drench the Winch. You know, throw her in the river and see if she floats. Well, by golly, she bobbed to the surface just like a bar of ivory soap. Guilty! Back to our tale. Ralph wouldn't have that awful skin problem if he'd only change those socks a little more often. You know, so a little personal hygiene. His idea of hygiene is to wave to a passing girl and say, "Hi, Jean." And now, here it is, the Rube method of changing socks. Step 1, remove the socks on your left foot. Step 2, remove the socks from your right foot. Step 3, now place the socks that came off your left foot on your right foot. And finally, step 4, place the socks that came off your right foot on your left foot. And there you have it, the Rube's method of changing socks. And they all lived happily ever after. I gotta tell you, I didn't exactly catch on to what those kids were doing until the end there. They were sort of like the 17th century version of the Peace Corps. Only they spelled peace, P-I-E-C-E, as in buy the peace. If you buy the premise, you'll buy the peace. And that creature they were putting together was a patchwork warlock, a spare part Satan, a hodgepodge-hellion. No, they took a hand from there, a foot from there, and that face they had to work with was an ugly one. Well, that's it for this week's yarn, Blood on Satan's Claw, and it sure was enough to keep me glued. I want to tell you, I chewed my nails right down to the quick. Oh, there they are. Okay, maybe not quite down to the quick. Quick. Oh, this ain't quick. Give me the old wrap-up sign. There's just enough time to say I'll be looking for you next time. Oh, yeah, and I almost forgot. Unpleasant dreams.